1998 Bell Trans-Tongoland Off-Road Challenge took place between Pongola and Shishlui in northern KwaZulu-Natal on Saturday the 25th of July. The fifth of the 8-leg National Off-Road Series, the 1998 Bell Trans-Tongoland Challenge, is regarded as the ultimate challenge in off-road racing. Now here's the two-wheel drive. The vehicle is running in two-wheel drive.
Yeah, it's unusual for RP to be having problems like this, but that's racing. That's racing. I mean, they've done fantastically well to be up as far as they are at this stage. Oops, looks like they've developed a bit of a problem. This is where you need four-wheel drive. A vehicle like this is designed for four-wheel drive. It's quite heavy. They have huge horsepower, and this is where you have these time delays. Whereas if he had four-wheel drive, he'd be able to just cruise through there.
Now the easiest thing to do is to try and get some local help. But we must mention though that getting local help usually involves a little reimbursement on the cash side. And obviously when you're in a race like this, you don't carry a wallet in your back pocket with a couple of ₹1 coins in, do you?
Well, they wouldn't take R1 to start with, but no, I think at this stage this is nearer the end of the event, and they might quite have run out of money.
Still nice to see people offering their help as much as they can. And at a dangerous cost as well. It was very close as the bikes came roaring through. Glad to report though nobody was injured in that at all. Although you'll notice nobody's helping him anymore.
Now this is when the car guys don't get that happy, but you know, those motorcycles do approach at huge speeds. They were probably thinking about, if there's a car in front, let's try and pass him while he's having a problem, because then we don't have to battle to pass him later on.
Now what's happening now is they've run the Land Cruiser all the way back down to the bottom again to give it enough of a run up to try and get through the sand.
Now this is really when these guys are hoping that another competitor with four-wheel drive will come along, because the camaraderie in off-road racing is fantastic, and they would have gladly hooked up a rope to RP and pulled him through.
Okay, well there's RP stuck in the sand, and that's where we'll leave him for a little while as we move on.
Now this is Roy, another approach. This guy's, they've seen the problem ahead, and they're actually going to try a different line to actually get through the water.
There's our leader in the quad category. Once again, taking it easy, always very cautious.
Whoops, this could be... You've got to be very careful. When you're reversing these, Paul, when you are reversing these race cars, the vision is very limited. So he's had a problem as well, so he's reversing back and he's going to have a run at that. Bearing in mind that these space frames are all two-wheel drive as well.
Okay, it's easier obviously to do a flying start, as it were, from here where the ground is a bit heavier, and take out a couple of banners at the same time.
Once you're on hard-packed soil, you can get going, and you can just have a good run at it.
Now, not everybody found this that easy.
Yeah, I think these guys also had a problem with their drive. They also had two-wheel drive. The conditions were really testing, and quite a few of the vehicles did find that the four-wheel drives were giving them problems.
You can see by the reflection of the light and the shadows that we're now moving fairly late into the evening, and people are obviously tired. They've had a long, hard day.
Yeah, with a delayed start as well, with the start being delayed an hour, that's how come the guys are riding into the dark. Normally they finished sort of about 4:30.
Now look at this. We look as though we're out for an afternoon cruise.
Now this is a Class C vehicle. These guys are incredible. They managed to get this thing through. It's also a two-wheel drive. It's got a lot of weight. We call it a Tupperware car, but it's well engineered. Instead of putting aluminium body panels on it, they put plastic.
And here we are, the first one through, and it's the Chepex.
7 hours and 19 minutes. That's great going for 520 kilometers.
Followed, number 2, by Richard Carolyn, Greg Harvey and Boy Stone in third place. Moving on to Class B, Marius Burains first, Tom Smith second, Johan and Frieda van Jaarsveld running third. Into Class D, there's the husband and wife team, Tony and Mandy Yeo, followed by Cassie Kutsi and Pete Swanepoel. They must be happy about that, Kenny.
It's a great turnabout. And RP and Robin did fantastically to finish third.
Class E, Karel van Vieren and Koppie Versveld came in first, followed by Noel Quinn, Haley Quinn, another combination at number 2, and 3, Skalkberger and Douglas Driver. Now there are lots of finishers there. Moving on to Class G, only one finisher.
Well, the conditions didn't favour those two-wheel drives. They did a great job in finishing.
Hein Grobler and Charles Vormerans, well done. Let's move on to the bikes. Coming through, it's number 500. It's
Alfie Cox. Who else?
Alfie Cox winning, and Graham McLaughlin coming in second, followed by Karel Leroux at number 3. In the 250cc class, Daryl Curtis, Spencer Krill and Greg Aspinall.
Daryl did fantastically, only 9 minutes behind Alfie, and it's adding to the weight of his Dakar challenge this year.
Onto the 200cc's, Wayne Farmer, Quinton Milton and Dudley Smith coming in third. Moving from the 200cc's now onto the quad category, coming in first in the quads.
Yeah, Mark Breckel, a fantastic achievement, a big turn-up for the books ahead of the favourites, Vickers van Deven and Christoph van der Merwe, and then, of course, Paul Trumse, the local. He's done fantastically.
That's in the Class L category. Moving on now to Class K. John Craig Costello coming in first, Leon van Eerden second, and Cornel de Villiers third. So there you are, the end of a successful event, the Trans-Tongoland Off-Road Challenge. Kenny, thank you very much for joining us. We look forward to seeing you again at the SA National Off-Road Championships leg number 6, the Caledon 400, taking place in the Free State in September.
Thanks, Paul. That was great.